12th season together. They've been together forever. Curry loses Brooks not once but twice.
Yeah, Curry cooked him twice. But why did he have such a strong reaction? Because it was against Dillon Brooks.
Gets Dillon in the air and
You see that face? That's the face of a psycho. And that's what Curry is. A skilled psycho that when he gets angry, well, he humiliates his opponent. And this was a long time coming. See, apparently Curry is saying, I remember what you said. But what did he say? Dillon Brooks was on the Grizzlies, the new age rival of the Warriors, and would physically try to injure Steph.
We're talking about his sleep apnea on a...
And of course, we can't ignore all the Brooks talk.
You know, we're young and they're getting old, so they know we're coming every single year.
Curry didn't, and throughout their battles, there were moments of tension like when Dillon Brooks blocked Curry and started mocking him. Then Curry hits an and one and points right at Brooks.
Curry! Got it to drop in a foul!
Eventually walking away saying,
and having words with Dillon Brooks right now.
Wow.
Those two are for you.
so when he hit this three, there was a lot of emotion. And he said,
well, we know what he's about and his reputation. I don't get caught up in that. I just play basketball.
but this isn't the only time Steph has gotten mad and made them instantly regret it. No, because it's even happened on the biggest stage in basketball. And while Dillon Brooks might be the most annoying one, he ain't the only one. Here's the 7 times Steph Curry got angry and humiliate his opponents. And each one gets wilder and wilder. What is up, dudes? That's Ballers Players. It's your boy MJ. 2 years ago, Steph was coming off a season missing the playoffs. He was on a revenge tour, starting with Paul George and the Clippers.
Make it interesting. We did one. I give you one, you give me one. I'm from the logo with it.
A few moments later.
Green is in a torture chamber, and outside it goes Curry.
I ain't seen an L like that since...
George, way off. It's the side of the backboard.
And the next time they played, it would get even worse. With just under 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, the Clippers were trailing the Warriors by 10. But that's when the energy would change. When Steph drove down the lane and hit a layup through contact. And you can see he wanted a foul call that he never got. And then shortly after that, the Warriors stole the ball on the other end and Steph came bull in China chop downhill and got smacked in the head. But to the surprise of everyone, no foul was called. I mean, the replay shows he just got bopped. And that's exactly when Steph lost his cool. Man was heated, squaring up with the ref as he got held back and picked up a tech. But it didn't stop there. When Steph received the inbound pass, the Warriors were called for an offensive foul, and Steph was just done. Heck, even the Warriors announcers predicted what might unfold next.
Steph is like, okay, man, they're trying to hold me down. They're going to make Steph even more mad. I'm telling you, if I'm the Clippers, I'd be very afraid right now.
You could begin to sense the Staples Center growing a little paranoid, like they knew what was going to happen next. A few minutes later, Steph ripped one from 25 feet like, if you're not going to give me calls, fine, I'll shoot him from here. From the logo with it. 2 possessions later, he came back down, shook his defender, and nailed another 3. But we haven't gotten to the best part, because Steph was not done. On the very next Warriors possession, Steph dribbled past half court, got hit with a double team, drove aggressively towards the left baseline, and pulled up, almost saying, I told you so, with a contested step back over 2 guys in his face, and then pointed at the ref and gave him a tech? He pulled a reverse Uno on him. Angry Steph is one of the scariest players on the planet. Heck, even normal Steph is. It's one thing to try Steph when he's older and supposedly not as good as he once used to be. But why would a bench warmer in a gray suit think it was okay to get up and start showing up Steph Curry? In fact, Kendrick Perkins hadn't played in the NBA for over 2 years. The only thing he did all year was stir a fight with Drake on the sideline.
Look at this dude.
In Game 2 of the NBA Finals, after Steph threw up a shot with the third quarter ending, he swang back and trips over Perkins' feet, who had his legs pretty far out. Steph stopped, Perkins did not apologize, and they started saying some words. Instead of a simple my bad or an apology, Perk got all defensive and the two guys had to be separated. What are you doing, Perkins? Bro, you're in a full-on suit doing nothing. Were you just bored? In that roaring arena, you could feel it in the air. Steph didn't like that, and he just started hitting 3 after 3 after 3 after Hail Mary.
Put it up, launches it up, shot clock. Oh, he knocks it down!
After 3, what? He went 5 of 5 from 3, one of the greatest single quarter shooting displays ever in the finals, and killed any real hope that LeBron's Cavs had. Actually, they didn't have hope. And don't forget when Perkins said Curry wouldn't win any more championships.
But to be honest with you, I don't see the Golden State Warriors bringing home another championship.
Because Curry ain't forget. Yeah, Big Perks, they taking else. But it's not just role players, sometimes stars call Curry out too. In 2021, even the NBA world turned their back on Curry and his stock was low. When the Warriors had no roster, they want him to go to the finals? And you can make that choice to invest in his stock in the upcoming season with Mojo Fantasy. No, literally, it turns sportsbook odds into fantasy contests. Forget betting, the props act like stocks. Mojo Fantasy is a game of skill and the sponsor of today's video. It's pretty simple. You build a portfolio and the better your portfolio performs, the more cash you win. It's the only fantasy app that lets you make moves after the game starts. So you're not stuck with a bad pick. If Steph's throwing up a generational stinker and his value is low, you might want to go with him because he's bound to go off.
I got you.
And the main reason I want to work with Mojo is that you're not competing with some house. No, you're competing against other people. Some contests will let you double your money for just being in the top 50% of all contestants. You're competing, not betting. So download now on the Apple App Store and use my code MJ2K for 100% deposit match up to $100 for your first time deposit. Show your skill. Yeah, the Warriors roster sucked, Klay was hurt, and lost to Dame and the Trailblazers. So literally one day before their next matchup, Dame, who's been the only star on his team for a while, basically said,
right now, you know, with the injuries that the Warriors been dealing with, you know, and Steph playing with a younger team right now, you know, he's saying that it's tough to get those quality looks right now. You know, it's different than what it's looked like, you know, over the last 4 or 5 years for him. You know, you don't really have that luxury to just like take one from that deep, you know, just to be taking it.
Yeah, makes sense why Curry's struggling. He can't do all that when the defense focuses only on him. Did you forget those early 2010s Warriors squads? The offense was only Curry, and the NBA world really wasn't giving Curry much break either. And so the Warriors would face Dame and the Trailblazers one day after those comments. And yeah, Curry couldn't be stopped, hitting threes, powering through one man.
Curry right down the lane.
2 men.
Hiding behind Looney, weaving through traffic down the lane. Lefty finish.
And step back middies.
Steph, step back three. Yes, sir.
And oh yeah, hitting deep threes like Dame said he couldn't. He even scored on Dame.
5 starters.
Curry scored a career-high 62 points, knocking down 8 threes. So much for not being able to carry a team. That season, Curry would lead the league in scoring. That game was a turning point, and after a game he said,
The Jordan meme, right? I take all that personally.
Steph takes a lot of things personally. He just might not show it, even when some players directly trash talk him in game. And in this next one, there was a lot of trash talk. Well, Kevin Porter Jr. makes this layup over Steph, then shrugs his shoulder, basically calling him lightweight. And with a few minutes left in the third quarter, KPJ got called for a foul while trying to guard Steph and began staring shutting him down.
Winner. Look at Kevin Porter Jr. looking at Steph.
He also started chirping, and Steph didn't say anything back then.
He'll let you know, like, with his play. What is Kevin Porter Jr. doing?
But you already knew he was aware. 40 seconds later, and Curry locks him down, forces a turnover, then pulls up for three.
Curry open three.
That was quick. Steph had 16 points in the game up until that point. He got the crowd going after he hit this deep step back with 5:40 left in the fourth. KPJ strolled up the court with Steph guarding him, nailed a three right in his face, cutting the lead to 4. And he was hyped. He let Steph know too. Yeah, he was wildin'. But it's a 4-point game. Should have kept that one in the vault because what happened next was pretty, just not for KPJ. A 3-ball right on his head.
Also back on the floor, back to Curry!
And a lot more buckets in the fourth, like this and this, including 19 more points in the fourth. It didn't matter from where, like, what? After KPJ dared Steph, he scored 26 points in only 16 minutes. He ended the game with 40 points, 9 assists. Porter Jr. tried and failed. But going off against the Rockets, that ain't new to Steph, like in 2019 against his now teammate in the playoffs. Chris Paul was pretty bitter about how his team went out in the playoffs in 2018 and wanted to do anything he could to destroy Golden State's dreams of winning 3 straight chips. CP3 did not have a good history with Curry and the Warriors.
Ball goes down, Curry knocks down the jump shot.
And with Durant getting hurt in Game 5, the Rockets really had a chance to win the series even though they were down 3-2. But the night before Game 6, the pettiness went up another level. According to reports, the Warriors manager Eric Houston reserved the Rockets court from 7 to 8 p.m. so Steph could get in his pre-game workouts. But somehow, CP3 got word of it and just happened to go get shots up at the same time Steph would. Yeah, he did it on purpose.
Are you serious?
He got there before Curry and took the entire court. When Steph told CP3, I'll just be minding my business on the other side, Chris apparently wasn't having any of it and kicked Steph Curry off the court. Steph might have not said anything in the moment, but he didn't forget. Game 6 starts and Curry is going off. Wait, no, he's struggling. At half, he had 0 points and Twitter roasting him. Curry wasn't gonna let that go. He starts the second half dedicated, hitting layup, threes.
Curry launches a three-pointer, puts it in!
Creating several shots. It didn't matter from where, who was guarding him. This was a full-strength Rockets team struggling against Curry. No excuse. The game is back and forth. CP3 scored 27 points with 11 boards, but with 3.5 minutes left, the Warriors are up 2, and Curry takes a contested 3 with 2 players trying to guard him and hits it. But hold on. There's more. A few possessions later, and again, it's just a 2-point game. 1.5 minutes left, and Steph hits another ridiculous 3, putting the Rockets away. PJ Tucker couldn't believe it.
What?
23 points in the final quarter and eliminating the Rockets. Curry ended the game with 33 points, and after a game, while walking back to the locker room, he said, "Get me off the court again, boy." Yeah, Steph just doesn't forget. And we're gonna see more and more of that this season as long as people keep making the same mistake. I can't believe they haven't learned. The all-day notification shout goes to Pogito. Thanks for the all-day support. And if you want to know how James Harden is fooling the entire NBA, there's a video right here. And if you're still here, Yo Real wants to comment personal, so I know. It's your boy MJ. We out.